Hello and welcome to Homebrew Adventures, the RPG show where we take wannabe adventurers and take them through a one-shot adventure created by you, the listener. I am your Dungeon Master, Corey Keller. Join me every episode where I take our group of heroes who like to dungeons and sometimes dragons, and we will see if they survive. Do they have what it takes? Is your adventure challenging? Let's find out on Homebrew Adventures. Previously on Homebrew Adventures. All right, Johnny plunges into the hole.
I follow him into the hole.
I make it a threesome.
Absolutely. So as you kind of get up to the skull stuff, it's pretty potent. But you do recognize a similar smell.
Hey guys, I think this is it.
And as you turn down a corridor, you see another long, what seems to be hallway, because whoever built this place loved hallways and doorways. But you see down there seem to be about 30 cultists, all wearing cloaks and sacrificial daggers drawn, heading straight at you now. You point your ring, it opens up the portal, and we're just going to assume all three of you just run through that. As it closes up, the clash of 30 cultists just like stop in their tracks, like, "Whoa, where's everybody?" She says, "You go with Kaji, find the druids, figure out where the location of these trees are, and I'm sure you're gonna find the source of this, or at least you'll be able to stop it from spreading. Follow me. Let's get this done."
Get her done.
Off we go.
How are you doing, Turk? It's good to see you again.
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
All right, good to know. Let's go.
I put my arms around both of them and like give them one of those hugs. I'm like, you guys.
Hell, you guys.
Yeah, so you start making your way south. He is in a full sprint, like he is just going. So you three are following him. Literally as you guys are heading further south, you notice that there is just death amongst a lot of the trees, just blackness spreading. You see a few dead animals on the ground that tried to escape the forest but may have become overcome with it. You're not seeing a lot of like infected people anymore. They seem to have been quarantined, most of them. But you go about this for a couple hours. And then he takes you into this, seems to be just a lot more dense part of the forest. But at this point, there's no more blackness around you guys. You seem to have gotten out of the plagued forest part. Now you're into just a deep, deep part of the forest. And as you get a little deeper in, you start to hear voices coming up ahead. You hear a rough, harsh voice saying, "This land is too far gone. We must cleanse the forest with fire." And immediately you hear a much calmer voice say, "We can still save this land. We just have to destroy the sources of the infection." And the voices continue to argue the best course of action regarding this plague that is spreading. And as you get closer, Kaji says, "Okay, this is where they typically meet. That looks like Ralin over there." And you see just about 4 or 5 druids standing in a circle arguing over what the best course of action is to do.
So those
Bust up,
guys are good.
bust up
right?
in there.
And be like, actually.
We're like, hey, hi. We can help.
Hey, hi.
They all focus on you and say, "What is this?"
A greeting. I'm Johnny Bronze. We found the source, or some of the sources. They're cultists of Talina, or at least they claim to be. And we need your help. We can stop this, but we need your help.
We need to find one of the 5 major trees.
We've already found one, I think.
He says, they laugh. Well, one of them laughs, says, 5 major trees. That's a funny thing to call them. But anyways, you said Talina, you said?
Yeah, the cultists.
Interesting.
What? Why? I don't
Well-
have a very high religion score.
If this Talina is behind this, she's a pretty powerful goddess. I don't know why she would be here, though. This must be deeper than we think. And then Varak, one of them turns to you, Varak. She seems a bit calm. She seems a lot calmer than the rest of the druids, and she says, "What say you, little one? What do you suppose is going on? What do you suppose it is that we do?"
I think, I don't know. I think we need to find the trees.
Ah, yes. That's what we've been discussing.
I know.
Look, he's a barbarian. He's not
He's
always
stupid and sick,
best with
so...
words. he
Not best with words.
he wants
Is he still in bear mode?
he's
No, he's out of rage.
I agree with him though. I think we should
bear
find the
mode.
trees.
I third that.
She says, "That's what we've been talking about. Half of us feel like we should just burn the forest down and start over, but that would take years to start over. And half of us think maybe we should cut it off at the source
Let's
and
do
see
that.
if we can just cut it. But
Let me talk.
I mean, we can't.
Let me just do something. Just spitball something at you here. You're talking about burning the forest down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You just want to kill the forest, right? Because
Well, that is one option.
because someone's trying to kill it. That's like when someone fires you from a job, you're saying, "Oh no, you didn't fire me, I quit."
That's what I
Let's-
mean. We should find the
we
trees
can't-
and find the source.
We need to find the source. So whoever I'm talking to that thinks we should burn this down, I heard one fine gentleman saying to do that with all due respect.
She says that she's on the side of not burning it down, but about half of them are convinced that they should. She says, well,
But what I'm saying to you guys, the ones who think we should, you're giving them what they want. You don't win anything. You just lose faster.
well, yes, but we beat them to the source maybe, and we show them that we don't fail. We give it a cleansing and just start over. And where they think they may have won, we could rebuild.
Yeah, let's do it the other way.
Yeah, that sounds dumb.
I
That sounds
kind of
real
think
dumb.
it's the other way.
Show us to the tree.
Please.
Ralin looks at you all and says, "Just give me a moment to talk to them. Let us deliberate a little more. I'll see what I can do. By the way, who are you? You just coming here busting up our meeting? I mean,
We're here
We're
to
with
help.
Kaji. We're
Yeah.
Kaji, and we're the Kaji posse.
Friends. Like Kaji.
Kaji and Co.
and Kaji
Oh.
kind of pokes up behind a tree and just kind of waves a goofy wave, and they're like, oh, well, I do like Kaji. He's nice.
Right? He's a sweetheart.
I don't know why anyone wouldn't like him.
They must be soulless if they don't like him, you know?
She says, just give me a moment. I'll talk to him.
We're gonna go
You see them.
sit over
Yeah,
here.
you see them start to deliberate a little bit. A few minutes pass. They start deliberating, and she comes back and she says, "Okay, I was able to buy us some time." She says, "I don't want it to burn it down either, but we are a majority rule, so they've agreed to give you all some time, and if you can get to the trees and stop this from spreading, they won't burn it down. But they're
Alright.
they're giving you some time. But they say if you fail, the majority voted that we're going to burn it down. Unfortunately,
Is this even with like us explaining that we found one of them already and like we saw how they were doing it and what they were doing and can tell them that
she
colonnade
She
and,
says,
and all that?
I hate to say this, but some of these guys are really, really old, and they're set in their ways, and a lot of us younger druids, I mean, I know I'm only 300, but I still, I've got a voice too, so we're trying to get the old guys, these old druids, from their old way of thinking, so the best we could do is buy you some time. She says, I'll tell you where the trees are, but it's going to be
Alright,
up to
let's-
you.
Can you come
Let's
with
do
us?
it.
Yes, I can.
Cool. Will you?
Let's get a move on.
Yes, I will.
Let's go.
I believe that we can stop this at the source so we don't have to burn it down. And Kaji, you're coming too, right? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I live for this kind of
My
stuff.
boy
All right,
Kaji.
so with Kaji saying that, he gets a few points.
He's just trying to sound cool in front of you guys.
I
That is
roll an
very obvious.
I roll an insight check to see if he actually does live for this, and yeah, that's a 9.
Even from that low of a roll, you know he's just trying to impress you guys. He's trying to he's trying to like do something brave, you know. He's trying to find his moment.
Hey,
All right, I
hey,
hope he finds it.
you know, trying to do something brave. It's pretty brave in and of itself, don't you think?
We'll find out.
Okay, so we know where the worst parts of the forest is at. That might be the good place to start. I have 2 of the other druids heading to 2 of the other trees. So that leaves, so that's 1, 2, 3. So yeah, 3 plus the one you guys spoke of that you found. That's 4. The 5th one, I believe Colonnade is going to look at that. So at least she said that she was. Hopefully she is. But I'll take you to the worst one. We'll start there. See what happens.
Let's do it, bro.
Let's go.
All right. So yeah, she bids the other druids. I don't know, some weird
Adieu.
language. They shake hands and they split. And Colonnade says, "Hope you can keep up." Or not Colonnade. Sorry, I'm getting my names mixed. Ralin says, "I hope you can keep up," as she now starts sprinting in a direction you guys have not been at yet.
I sprint with her.
All right, and Varak, she seems to have taken a liking to you.
Oh, good.
Oh, well, he's taken.
Yeah. Sorry, lady.
I don't know if necessarily it means in that way, but she kind of stays close to you, almost in a protective kind of way,
Well.
as you guys are making your way through the forest.
Oh shit!
All right, so it's been
1 week since
why
you
don't
looked
you
at
all
me.
roll a perception check for me?
What?
Roll a perception check for me.
Oh no! Oh no! It's gone forever.
11.
11. Okay.
21.
21.
Yeah.
Nice.
What am I rolling? Perception.
Perception. Yeah.
That's a 20.
Nice. All right, so Varak and Johnny, as you all head deeper into the forest, you are now getting to this really, really nasty black part of the forest. And she says, as you're still making your way, she's like, "All right, so one of the trees is up here. This is one of the bigger life sources. This, like I said, it's gonna be a good place to start." And as she's kind of explaining these things, you notice just in this middle of this grove, like this opening in this deep part of the forest where it's just the smell is bad now. It just looks like complete death. But you see this just beautiful grand tree in the middle of this as it kind of opens up in this circular grove. It's even in blackness, this tree just looks beautiful as it is just massive. It doesn't appear to be completely dead. It's just nice, and you see just this pulsating blackness going through it. And then as it goes down through the roots, and you can see it almost underground, crawling through to the other stuff, other trees. And as Johnny and Varak, you notice that a lone figure stands in front of the tree, branches and roots wrapped around their limbs. The figure is that of a withered, sickly old woman. And before you approach any closer, something that catches you off guard, you hear this hoarse voice coming from this being, and it says,
No.
not that kind of horse,
Aw.
like horse. But you hear this being say, "Who are you to dare defy the will of Talina?
I knew it.
Welcome to Final Boss Mode."
Oh, gravy.
Oh, gravy. So she sees us.
Yes. And as you enter this grove, you just see all these needle and vine blights just pop up around her, kind of in this protective force field. As she says, "You will not stop me."
Oh,
What do you do?
I think we will.
I use vicious mockery on her.
Oh, good one. Do it.
just look at her, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, your voice sounds like a horse," and that's the vicious mockery.
All right, what does that do again? You got to tell me.
It kills her.
It does not do
That's
that.
it.
Yeah, she's like,
Good work.
done. I give up. You're too good.
She's so embarrassed.
She's just. I think it's like a D4 psychic damage. I have to roll, or is it just?
So it's just like a small thing.
Yeah, it's not crazy big.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
All right, how much you hit her for? Does she have to do a save or
Yeah,
anything?
that's
or is
such
it
a
just
good
like an
question.
automatic?
I don't know if it's me attacking or if she has to do a save. I think it's me attacking. It has to pass a wisdom
right.
save.
All right, wisdom saving throw. Oh, she has really high wisdom.
Crap.
11 plus 4, 15.
Dang it. Yeah.
So I take it that failed.
That failed.
Hey, guess what? Let's all roll for
All
initiative.
right.
Oh boy. 7. That's what I rolled last time.
16.
15.
Booyah.
So, in the order, we have Johnny, then Varak, then some old lady, then Kaji, then Ralin,
Oh my gosh, really?
and then Turk.
Uh,
Kaji and Ralin will take turn on the same turn. Like, it'll be one thing. All right. So Johnny, you failed on your. Well, you didn't fail. You just you didn't really hurt her feelings too much.
Mhm.
But yeah. So you find yourself in this grove, tree in the middle. The grove is about from where you are on the edge of first entering the grove to the tree is about 50 feet.
Mhm.
And it's basically a 50 feet circle, you know, around this tree. And she is hooked into this tree, just pumping her what seems to be her life source into this tree. This is probably the biggest of those 5 trees, and that's why she herself is attached to this one.
Okay.
You're up.
So I'm gonna cast.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like tie it on to my failed vicious mockery because like she thinks she's good, but she just starts hearing like your voice sounds like a horse. Your voice sounds like a horse. It's a horse. You're a horse voice. Horse. Winnie. Like just all that going on. Really gonna like drill that home. So does that give me anything special because I'm tagging it on? No.
I don't know what that even does.
It does
you
damage.
should call her a horse whore. That's what you should have done.
A horse. So she has to make another wisdom saving throw.
All right. 15 plus 4, 19.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So let me roll damage.
Okay.
She takes 8 points of damage.
8.
And by the way, that's half the damage I rolled. So
Okay.
yeah.
Sweet.
And she also, because she passed, she doesn't have to run away.
Well, she really couldn't. She's attached to this tree.
No, she has to. She would like unattach herself and run.
Okay, cool. I just wondering. Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I can do.
Okay. Varak, what would you like to do?
So there's a big area around her, right?
Yes. She is surrounded by
Those, like,
needle blights
yeah.
and like vines that are coming out of like the top of the tree and the ground that are kind of surrounding her a little bit.
Okay. I'm going to take out a javelin and
Okay.
I'm gonna dip it heavily. I'm gonna pour on that vial of the good juju,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna launch it at her. Or
That's a
I'm
good
not.
idea.
Never mind. It's not gonna work because I got a 9.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
That's what I thought.
Good effort.
Thanks. So I'm just going.
And you even completely miss all the stuff surrounding her.
Oh, cool. Okay. Then I'm gonna take some of that potion that I have left over, and I don't know if I can still do this. Maybe I can't. Kind of just like fling it onto the ground before me and see if it affects it at all. Into the like that the area with the needles and all that.
So you're gonna throw it like to where she's at?
Well, I mean, I don't think I can throw it 50 feet, but just like to the ground with all the needles and vines and see if
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you throw it on the ground, and sure enough, where it soaks into the ground, it kind of clears up some of that blackness.
do the like needle things go away or the vines go away or
No, that's all around her. So you're 50 feet away from those things.
Okay.
But no, it doesn't cause anything to happen to those.
okay. Then
It just the ground around you just starts to lighten up a little bit.
okay. Then I think that's all that I can do, but I'm just gonna go ahead and like shout, "You're a horse," and just kind of help
Good
build
one.
that up.
Good one.
Yeah.
Let's lay it
Yeah.
on thick, guys.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
This is a bad joke.
All right, guess whose turn it is?
Uh,
All right, so first things first, I need everyone to make me a Constitution check.
Oh, crap.
Who?
Everybody.
Why?
About to find out.
I don't
11.
want to find out.
Okay.
No! Ugh!
14.
Did you get a no?
Did you roll a no?
No, I rolled a 6.
All right. Okay. Well, so as you all are standing there, Talina, she yells into the air and like stomps on the ground, and this noxious gas just spews up from the ground around all of you, and in this whole like grove area, just this gas just pops up from the ground, and you all take.
All of us?
Oh, you actually don't take any damage. You just become poisoned.
Oh, good.
Yay! All right, now the fun begins.
So we're 50 feet away from her? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so those needles that are surrounding her start to kind of encircle those needle blights, and they are actually going to shoot their needles at everybody standing there, and guess what? That misses.
Woohoo!
So the needle blights don't affect you at all. All right, and she, this turn, begins to whip up some vines, and she's going for Kaji. And Kaji has been grabbed around the legs and fell to the ground as she just yanks him down with some vines that came up from around the trees around that just grabbed his legs and boom, pulled him to the ground, and poor Kaji is just on the floor. All right, it is now Kaji and Ralin's turn. So Kaji is just screaming for help. And Ralin decides to. Ralin pulls out. She has like a staff that's kind of attached to her back, and she just nat 20'd that vine.
Boom.
Nice.
Yeah, so she just basically breaks that vine's grip on Kaji and pulls him up. And then she begins to start whispering something, but you don't know what it is. And now, Turk, it is your turn.
Okay, so we're poisoned. I take some of the gold stuff, the good stuff, the good juju.
Yeah, it worked. It clears you up.
Okay, and now I'm going to.
Technically, that would be considered an action.
What? He got to sprinkle it on the ground.
All right, yeah, we won't count that. All right,
Fair is
what would you like
fair.
to do?
I would like. I guess I'll just use my longbow. That seems to do the trick.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use my longbow and 6 plus 9. Is that enough?
Yeah, so since those
Ooh.
needle blights shot out and missed, she's actually open to a shot. So that does hit. Roll some damage.
5 plus 3, and
So 8. Okay.
I'm gonna use my action surge.
Action surge. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do another
Yeah.
action. You can do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Pop another shot off.
Woo! Here's another one.
Yep, that hits.
19 plus 9.
So damage.
And I'm like, hey, horse lady. And and then I 1 plus 3.
So 4.
Yeah.
It's the catchphrases every time they get you.
I know
Yep.
they do. I should have I rolled the first time and then I said it. That's what I need to
Yeah.
do.
All right,
If
Johnny.
I roll good.
You're back up. Okay, so yeah, you're back up.
All right, so and we can drink a potion thing,
Yes.
and then still, I could.
Yes.
All right, so I do that. So I'm not poisoned anymore.
All right, so you have about 1 vial left on you.
Okay, yeah, I drink it.
Okay.
And then I run up 20 feet
Okay.
and shoot my crossbow at her.
Absolutely. Roll for it.
That is a 24.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. And 6 points of damage.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do, Johnny?
All
All right.
yeah, no.
Varak.
I guess I'm gonna do the same thing with
Just stand with everybody and keep shooting arrows.
but a javelin. I don't want to go up
Okay.
in those things. Is the only thing.
You want to go up in those things is the thing?
Yeah, it's the only thing. Okay. So that's gonna be. Oh my gosh, that's the exact same roll as last time. Well, that's for that's
Wow,
to see if it hits
You
her.
need a new D20.
I do.
No,
but
you
I'm
don't.
assuming
What'd you roll?
9 is not gonna hit her.
Nope. Sorry.
Yeah. Alrighty.
You don't need a new D20. We have sweet sponsored D20s.
That's true. You don't need a new D20. You have an amazing D20.
The whole time I've been looking at this thing, it looks like a Jolly Rancher, and I just want to eat it.
That's what she said. Do you want to move or do anything?
I am. No, I'm gonna stay where I'm at for right now.
Okay. It's Talon's turn. What is up, everybody? You have made it to the middle of the podcast. It's me, Corey, again. Just once again, I always say, just thank you guys so much. You made it this far. You guys are awesome. Thank you for listening to this podcast, and we are so excited that we get to have another episode out today. It is the last and second part to the finale for Plague of the Forest Kingdom. We are wrapping it up this episode. So thank you guys for sticking out through this arc. Thanks again to Marc Cunningham for allowing us to use this on the podcast. And remember, if you enjoyed this arc, this story, you can go to DM's Guild and get it yourself and download it and run it for your own group. Maybe it'll go a lot better than the way we ran it. Who knows? That's the beauty of taking other people's adventures, as you get to see how their mind works and then see how your players go through it. So this has been a lot of fun. We have thoroughly enjoyed this arc of Plague of the Forest Kingdom, and we hope you guys have too. And thank you guys for listening to it and making it through this far. And so coming up, we are going to do kind of an intermission episode. In 2 weeks, it'll drop, and it'll be kind of like an intermission episode, kind of wrapping up, setting up a new arc, and then after that we will start a new arc, like I said, which we will announce what that arc is on the next episode. So you're just going to have to wait and see, but it's going to be another creative writer, someone else who wrote it, and once again, like I said, we'll also put the links for that next arc up so you can run it for your own group. And that's why we love this format, this podcast, is we get to take other people's adventures, play them on this podcast, and then if you like it, you can download them or pay a small fee from DM's Guild, and then you get to run them for your own group. And that's what's great about this. So we thank you, we love you, our community, all of you who have been writing us, tweeting us, messaging us on Instagram, things like that. You guys are awesome. We love you all, and thank you so much for listening to our podcast. Not going to talk about any sponsors this week. We're going to make it just about the podcast, so I'll let you guys get back to it, and I hope you enjoy the finale, the the last finale for Plague of the Forest Kingdom. Okay, so same thing. She summons more of those needle blights that start to surround her, pretty thickly this time. And the same thing. You hear this rumble beneath you, and Turk, you have been grabbed by some vines. They attach
close?
around your legs.
How close are they? Because she's like 50
She's
feet
in the
away.
root system. She is connected to these trees. She is able to control the vines and stuff in the area.
There isn't any chance that this would be considered. This isn't considered a melee attack, is it?
Nope. This is more of just like a. She just grabs you. So what I need you to do though is you can do a dexterity check for me to see if she yanks you to the ground. So
Okay.
do a dexterity check.
Ooh, 19
Okay,
plus
so you
3.
stay on your feet, but you're basically immobilized as far as like moving your legs, but you stay afoot.
A foot.
All right. Now I need everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw for me. As you see just another poof come up from out of the ground.
Is this
18.
Okay, this is probably not it either, but this isn't being charmed, right?
No, it's just
And-
gas.
20.
Yes.
All right, what did everyone else roll?
20.
18.
And I rolled 21.
What about you, Varak?
20.
Okay. I don't know why I couldn't hear him either. Okay, so yeah, this time it doesn't affect you all. It just smells kind of bad, but it didn't quite make it up to your nostrils. As another shot of these vine blights, these needle blights, make their oh gosh,
Oh.
nat 20.
Oh, gosh.
As you all see these needles coming right at you, that is 6, 7, 8. Everyone gets hit with 12 points of damage.
Oh, my
good
gosh.
Lord. All right. It's a good day to die.
All right, and Talon doesn't do anything else. Kaji, this time, he does something a little stupid. He's trying to prove himself. So this time he stands up. He thanks Ralin for grabbing him, but he actually pulls out his sword, sees an opening for Talon since the needles went through. He looks at this as an opening, and he actually rushes at her with his sword. He kind of screams out this kind of wimpy war cry, but he just starts running. As he gets closer, he's actually able to. He runs his sword kind of into this old lady's side.
Respect.
But as he runs it in there, it's not like. Unfortunately, it's not as exciting as he was hoping it would be, or as much of like a kill shot as he was going for. But as it kind of just gets in there a little bit, she wipes him with some vines, just knocks him back as you see his body just kind of flying through the air as he just hits a tree pretty hard. Yeah, and he takes some damage, and he's just basically knocked out on the ground, a little bit deeper into the forest. But he tried to be brave. He tried to show you he could do a little something. And Ralin, as you saw that she was beginning to whisper something. She continues to just whisper these words. She's starting to glow like brighter green, and it's starting to look really, really weird. But Turk, you are up.
Shoot, I kind of want to know what's going on over there. I don't want to get too close, but I have a lot of like cool melee stuff, so. But I'm afraid. So, how thick are these vines?
Pretty thick.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, just longbow through the needles.
Okay. Well, she's open, so
Yeah.
yeah.
14 plus 9.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
And 8 plus 3.
11.
Boom. Yeah.
Okay.
And oh, that's all I got.
All right. Anything
She's
else you want
going
to do?
down.
All right. Then it is now Johnny. You're up, buddy. Finish her.
So I'm going to seeing my boy Kaji do his thing. I'm like, all right. Do I go heal him? Or do I follow through with what he started? And I decide to just like run at her. And I shout like, this is for my boy Kaji. And I jump and I just jump and try to do a attack with my rapier on her.
Good luck.
Thanks.
I think that's a go from Turk.
All right, here we go.
All right. So you're full on charging. I'll give you some inspiration on that.
Okay, cool. So what do I get on that?
So you just get a roll basically with advantage.
Okay. All right, well, I rolled a 17 and a 15. So that's 17 plus 6 is 23 to hit.
That definitely hits.
All right. So let me find the right. This one?
So you're straight up running in, just gonna go with the rapier, trying to just stab into her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. All right, so that's 1d8. Ooh. 11 points of damage.
Nice. Yeah. So you just run in. You were just charging in, doing your thing for Kaji, as you just stick her, and it kind of just it holds in. Like you thought it would be flesh, but it seems to be thicker than flesh. As your rapier just kind of sticks in there, but she lets out a loud scream as some of the vines just kind of shoot up into the air as she kind of screeches from the pain a little bit. And we're to you, Varak.
She doesn't have much to say now, does she?
All right, I'm going to take my javelin, and I'm gonna actually hit her this time.
You'll have advantage now because she is not. She's basically like vulnerable at this point.
Deal. Good, because that was literally the exact same roll. So.
Oh my gosh! Well, you got advantage.
Hey, there you go. Okay. 20.
Nat 20 or
No,
total 20?
Total 20.
Okay. Yeah. So you pull out your javelin. This time you take that steady aim and you throw with that barbarian strength. And what's your damage?
It is. Oh my gosh. 3.
What?
That's a 3.
You just need to get up and start hitting her.
I run 30 feet closer to her.
Run 30 feet closer? Okay. So you're 30 feet closer to her. Johnny, you are up, basically stabbed into her. Turk, you are being held by vines on your feet. Kaji is knocked out. And it is now Talon's turn. All right. So, also, don't forget, Varak, you are still poisoned.
Hell yeah.
I also forgot the vine was there. I don't know why I didn't cut it off.
All right, so Talina decides to whip down some vines. So she kind of gets her composure back after she now has this blade in her side. All right, and so melee attack with... So the vines shoot down from the tree that she is at. Johnny, she is going to reach for you with them, and that's a 15 plus 4, so 19.
Against what?
19 to your AC, sorry.
Oh, yeah, that hits. Yeah, she got me.
Okay, so basically, this kind of the same thing that happened to Kaji. These vines just come down and just like shove you with this crazy force as it just whips you. It knocks you back, causing you 6 points of damage.
Okay.
So not a huge hit.
That's a lot.
but these didn't grab you. This was just like a whipping force as it hits you pretty hard. And there are some vine blight. This time the needle blights. They are going to shoot out in all directions. Basically with force this time, since she is really pissed. Unfortunately, in her anger, she can't shoot them correctly, so they completely miss everybody. And Kaji is still unconscious. He's kind of, like I said, deep back in the trees. And this time, Ralin, she is getting brighter and brighter. As this time, though, something happens. She begins to speak some words that you're assuming druidish.
Did you say druidish?
Druidish.
Isn't it druidic?
All right. So she, with a loud yell, she starts to run towards Talina, and she actually casts Thunderwave right at the force, just pinpointing it right at Talina as with just this crazy concentration. And then she needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Unfortunately, her con is still kind of high, but she failed it. So that means on a failed save, it takes 2d8 thunder damage.
Woo!
So this one and this one. Ooh, 13. So Talina takes 13 damage.
Yay.
You see Ralin just run in and just big force of thunder wave hits into Talina, and the force kind of just knocks Talina loose a little bit. She's not as attached to the tree as she was, but she's still like gripping it as hard as she can. Basically, some of the vines that's connected to her and the tree has started to break. Turk, what do you do?
I'm gonna also just like run up.
Your legs your legs actually have been released because of the pain and the force that she took. It basically, she lost control of that, so your legs are free.
Okay. So I think I want to try and do like a sweeping attack to like hit her, but hit the, I don't know, vines and needles, whatever.
Just cut her from the tree, basically, is what you're trying to do.
Like, we'll cut her and the stuff around her that's attacking us. Do they take damage too?
Well, she is all that stuff, so like your axe can only hit so much, but you can like
I have like sweeping attack. That's one of my things.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not like it's two separate things. It's all one clumped together, so you can just try to like cut into that, to cut her from the tree.
Okay. Do you think that's a good idea, guys?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna try and do that with my great axe. Oh, I got a 20.
Yeah.
20.
And I get to roll a d12. I never really get to do this.
So you guys see, Johnny, you kind of got knocked back. You know, you're on the floor from those vines smacking you. And Varak, you are... Varak, where did you end up at?
I moved 30 feet closer.
Oh, yeah, you moved 30 feet closer. You just see Turk run past you, just with her great axe, just running towards this as she just cuts into Talina that is attached to the tree, and roll that double damage.
Okay, 10 plus 7 plus 2.
19. Nice.
And...
All right, so she lets out a loud scream. It's just like super loud. A lot of her, you were able to cut her. A lot of her is kind of falling apart as she is starting to come further apart from the tree. She has just been disconnected because of that strike. Where she even lets go herself because of the pain, and she is now just like standing separated from the tree. Johnny, what do you do?
I get up and I say, yeah, not the first time I've been thrown from a horse. And do I still have my rapier with me?
No, it is still stuck in her.
Okay, then I guess I shoot my crossbow at her. Like
Okay.
I don't
Yeah, that's what you want
really
to do.
have like because she's super wise, so like all my stuff she's gonna pass.
Yeah, she has a pretty good chance at passing your stuff.
So, and I don't have my rapier anymore. So yeah, I shoot my crossbow at her.
Are you
Alright.
not able to take your raper out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could try, but that'd be a check.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be able to
okay.
attack.
True.
So yeah, just shoot my crossbow at her.
All right. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 21.
Yeah, that hits. Roll that damage.
Okay. 7.
All right. Yeah. So the shot it hits her, and she starts to stumble back a little further as she's starting to breathe a little heavy. Anything else you want to do?
No. I guess not.
You should you could ask her why she's doing this. You're a good talker.
All right, yeah, sure. I'll be like, you know you're gonna lose. Why are you doing this?
She doesn't seem to acknowledge you talking to her.
Rude.
What? That is rude.
Here, let me try to speak in her language, and then I like just make horrendous horse noises, and like do like the little like horse pose.
I can't do it.
Do like put my hands like I'm in hoofs and.
She does one of those things where she's like looking on the ground, just like kind of breathy, but then she like turns really fast and just like her eyes meet your eyes, and she kind of twists her neck around.
Oh, so she did hear you.
And so she's starting to put her focus on you, Johnny.
I flip her the bird.
Varak. Varak, what do you do?
I'm getting.
She's pretty weak right now. She is trying to figure out what to do. She's eyeing Johnny, but she's also kind of eyeing back to the tree, and she's looking really creepy.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty energized by everybody doing all these awesome things. And so I'm just gonna run straight up to her also with my great axe.
Okay.
And I'm gonna that's 21.
Yeah, roll that damage.
And that's gonna that's the wrong one. Hold on. Get to use the good one now. This one. Okay. That's 10.
10?
Yeah.
All right. So Varak, you kind of build up the courage that you saw everyone else doing. You saw Kaji run in. You saw Johnny run in. You saw Turk run in, and you're like, you know what? Screw it. You grab your hat. You run in. She doesn't even see it coming as she's got her eyes fixed on the tree. And Johnny, as you come in there and you just slice with the axe, and as you slice it literally just cuts clean through like her stomach, and you're kind of surprised at how easy it was to run your great axe through her.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, it's weird because it was a clean cut, but her body doesn't fall. In fact, she kind of begins to smile a little bit as the image of this old lady just starts to wither and fade away as it is completely gone.
We win.
That's how the old lady's gone?
Yeah, the aspect of Talina has disappeared.
Disappeared or dispersed?
Dispersed, like you killed. You basically.
We won.
You defeated it. Yes, you won.
Oh, we got her.
After it faded away, Ralin looks at you all and says, "Good job, but that wasn't the real Talina. That was just one of her aspects, but it looks like we won. And after seeing what we did, I don't think she'll be back, but we now know how to stop this. We should probably check on Kaji."
Yeah, we'll do that. I go pick up my rapier.
So basically, you defeated the thing that was causing the plague, that was causing the infections, the deity that was basically sending her cultists to go out and poison the land, but for reasons unknown, still yet to be figured out. As you guys make your way back to Weymouth with Ralin in tow, she's carrying Kaji. Varak, you notice that Ralin is seems to be very pleased with you, almost proud in a way. As you guys make your way back to Weymouth, you see that Colonnade is there, but she is standing next to this very formal dressed woman, very elegant. This seems to be the queen. Yes. And Colonnade walks up to you all and says, "Thank you so much for the tip. Our soldiers, they reported back. They took good care of what was down there. Looks like we've got the cure. We've sent so many people out to just start giving this to the villages outside of town to start. It's working. People are getting back to their right mind. Thank you so much for finding this out, and it's going to be a long process, but I think we can bring things back to where they should be."
Yay!
She begins to thank you. The queen actually comes up, and without saying too much, she kind of gives you a nod and says, Cormyr has you indebted to us. You definitely helped us figure this out, and well, we're slowly rebuilding our kingdom, and please, anytime you are here, you're more than welcome in Cormyr. As she turns and heads back to basically her group of people that she was conversing with. But yeah, you guys seem to have saved the day.
Yay.
Once again. We
You
did it.
solved the cultist problem. Now, as you all are kind of together now, everyone is kind of left. Ralin takes Kaji. Ralin says, I'll take him to get looked at. So she heads further into Weymouth to get him looked at. Okay, so yeah, after the queen leaves, Colonnade leaves, and Ralin takes Kaji to get looked at. The three of you, you head basically indoors, head back to your rooms. You've got your wounds to take care of. Johnny, I'm going to assume you're going to take care of your sight rot disease. Because we talked about getting that cleared up. So we're going to say you guys are basically taking your short rest, kind of discussing what just happened, next steps, getting healed up, mending your wounds. And I'm sure most of you are probably wondering when Alfred's going to show up, because he seems to always show up after you guys have successfully figured something out.
Yes.
Yeah. And sure enough, not too much longer, you start to hear the familiar noise and the scratchiness of the portal beginning to open up. But this time, something seems to be a little different and a little off. You do see Alfred, but this time you see him. but Varak, this time you notice that that Alfred is actually bent over, and he's actually kind of bleeding, and he seems to be clutching himself, and he's being held up by this some lady that you have never seen before. She seems to be pretty old, but still pretty fit and agile. She is
I'm
holding
walking
him.
up there. I'm walking up there ready to slap her. Who are you? And did she do this?
Well, first, before anything, she says, "Please, I need your help. Alfred, he's hurt, and the hunters, they're in Blue Squid Village."
The who?
I need you. The hunters, they're destroying. Look, and she shows you, and sure enough, behind her, through the portal, you see Blue Squid Village under attack. You hear screams, and you hear what seems to be growls and languages. And she says, "I need you to come with me."
Wait, who are you?
Who dat? Who dis?
She says, my name is Christina."
Ah!
We are now taken to a scene that happened exactly 1 hour ago. Master, quick, it looks like they might be overtaking Talina. Oh, Master, I thought you said they could not defeat her. Oh goodness, what are we gonna do, Master? Bannon, what did I tell you about worrying? I merely sent Talina as a distraction to see exactly what we are up against. They seem to be worthy guardians. No bother. This will not disrupt our plans. But Master, how are we going to get the door open if these guardians prove much stronger than we thought? Do not worry, Bannon. You sent out the hunters, correct? Yes, Master. They're on their way to Blue Squid Village right now. Good. We will let the hunters distract these guardians. If they really care for this Blue Squid Village that they helped protect, then they'll fall right into our trap. Just make sure the hunters know to take no prisoners. Yes, Master. It'll be a bloodbath. And Bannon, I've gotten word. We know exactly where the 5th Guardian is.